Hello and welcome to today's episode. I would like to show you an Ableton production technique on how to create great sounding and crunchy bass lines just with the use of one sample instead of using a synthesizer. So welcome to my little nature outside recording studio. Got my MacBook and let's begin. Sorry, there's some nature inside my laptop. All right, so as you can see on track 1 we have a simple 4 to the floor kick drum, and on track 2 we have a simple bass stab which sounds like so. All right, so let's create a very simple pattern. Okay, this will do. So, in essence, the idea of this is that we group this simpler to a drum rack. And now we are going to duplicate the sample. You do so by holding down Option and slide it to a new position. And now we can do things with it. For example, let's adjust the sample start and apply a bit of attack in order to get rid of the click. And then inside the pattern, we obviously first need to shift the C3 note to the corresponding pace of the drum rack. And then let's change every second note to the new location. And the result sounds like so. All right, cool. So let's continue. Let's again duplicate the sample. And this time let's put a bit of delay on there. Let's say 40% wet, a bit higher in the filter frequency, 30% feedback, and let's change the sync to 2. And let's choose every fourth sample of every bar to this new location. Let's maybe make a bit more filtering applied. Okay, and let's also adjust the sample start slightly to make it a bit less aggressive. Okay, feedback maybe 40%. Okay, sounds cool. All right, so and this is how we continue, and the sky is the limit. So let's duplicate the sample one more time. This time let's say an overdrive on top of the sample, like so. Maybe a bit less wet and a little bit less drive. And let's choose every last sample of each bar and put it to the new location. Okay, maybe it's a bit too loud. Let's also adjust the sample start slightly. Okay, cool, sounds good. And of course, we can also play melodies by adjusting the pitch of the sample. So let's do this for the last sample. Go to Controls and transpose the thing 2 semitones down to -2. Maybe a bit less volume. Okay, sounds good. Let me just check. Okay, all right. I'm just checking if I have the right setting here because I'm doing this recording for the 3rd time because the whole screen recording thing is a mess on Mac. Okay, well, back to the topic. All right, cool. So another duplicate. And this time let's put some reverb on there. Let's say 40%, a bit muted, a bit longer. And then let's add another note like here in every second bar. Cool, sounds good. Again, let's adjust the sample start to make it less cutting and less hard for your ears. Yeah, really subtle. All right, I like that. Cool. All right, so more ideas. Let's take the original sample, put it in a new location, and let's just insert it at the end of every bar. This time we apply, we say 1 octave up, and let's put some chorus on there. Chorus ensemble here. drive at 100%, more rate, more amount, more feedback, and slightly into the sample again. Maybe we can also put this here, also like really a bit randomly. Okay, sounds good. Just for the fun, let's put some hi-hat next to the bass and kick loop. Let's whatever, like here, machine sample, drums, hi-hat. This one will do. Into the sampler and create a little offbeat pattern, like so. All right, let's check it out. Okay, sounds good. All right, so basically that's the whole idea and the whole trick. Changing every sample to a slightly different sound, you create a lot of not reciprocal, but a lot of sound variation, which makes the whole thing sound very interesting. Most of the time when you're using just a synthesizer, you always basically just use one setting, and sometimes you do some automation, but the automation is always like, you know, in curves, etc., which makes the whole thing more floaty, and this makes the whole thing more groovy, a bit more aggressive. And yeah, maybe some little bonus tip. Let's duplicate the bass track and freeze it, and then bounce it on place. Let's change the warp algorithm to complex and pitch the whole thing 1 octave up. We sound like so. Okay, and maybe some EQ. Let's get rid of the bass frequencies. Okay, and now let's apply again some overdrive, maybe but a bit more subtle. Okay, now the idea is basically you have an octave with the same information, but this way you add some mid-tones to the low frequencies of the bass, which makes the whole thing more crunchy, more present. But the idea, the trick is, don't put it in too loud. Really subtle, like so. So that's without. And this is with. All right, so that's it for today. I hope you liked the little technique that I've been showing you. And if you have any questions or comments, comment below or leave me a direct message, whatever your desire is. And yeah, I'm happy if you could gain some ideas from this little episode. All right, so thank you very much for watching and see you in the next one.